Okay, so the last thing we're going to do is we're going to extract the parts. We're going to export this. So first thing I want to do is I want to look at this as a page. So I want to look at it as it's going to export. All right, notice it's kind of big and spread out. Now if you want to, you can actually go into formatting and you can size things and you can make things smaller so that you could actually fit the whole thing on a single page. And usually scores are smaller sizes, but for right now we're not going to worry about that. I'm just going to extract this as a single PDF, and to do that you press this export button. All right, so I'm going to export it as a full score PDF. Now I do need you to extract a part eventually, and if you have premium you can extract individual parts. However, if you don't, you can't. It's not a problem. I'll show you how to do it. So full score, I'm going to extract that, and it's going to just dump into my downloads. You can see it right here in my downloads. It just extracted here as a PDF, and it looks just fine on 2 pages. Right? It's a little spread out, but so now what I want to do here is I'm going to show you how to extract a part. Now you've played in ensembles before where possibly, maybe not, but you get a single part. If you're the tenor sax player, you would get a part that just has a tenor sax part on it. What I want you to do is extract the first part here, this soprano sax part. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to make a copy of this. I'm going to make a copy of this piece. And if you don't see that, you might have to press this sideways button, or you can go in here to score to save a copy. All right, so you're going to save a copy of this. All right, I just made it. I'm going to press leave. Okay, so now here's my copy. And if I go into my scores, I'll be able to see the variation and also the copy of the variation as well. So this I can mess around with and not be scared that I'm going to lose my original. So I'm going to go ahead and do this. And I'm going to turn this into soprano sax. This is just going to be my soprano sax part. One thing I want to do is I want to create cue notes so that my soprano saxophone knows what the alto sax is doing. So I'm going to go ahead and put this alto part, I'm going to copy it and I'm going to put it in the soprano sax part. I'm going to go ahead and delete this because it's not really super important that the soprano sax see the dynamic. I'm going to select these notes right here and I'm going to go into notes and I'm going to make them cue notes. Notice they're smaller now. And instead of that, I'm just going to put a little bit of text. If you press the letter T, it lets you write. I'm going to write alto sax, and I'll write Q. Okay, so now I have cue notes in my soprano sax part. Once I've done that, I'm going to go ahead and just delete all the other parts. And now I have a soprano sax part. Notice that when Noteflight gets rid of all the other parts, it stops labeling the staff. It just assumes. So this is our soprano sax part, and there's the music for the soprano sax to play. And you can see the cue note in there. And then I'm just going to export that just like as before. However, before I do that, I'm actually going to rename it. So I'm going to rename this Variation 8 Soprano Sax. All right, so now when I export it, it'll have a useful name. And then when I export it, now I have a soprano saxophone piece right here. And actually, I shouldn't have changed the name to have soprano sax because now it exported like that. But when you name the file, you should name the file to have that. All right, that's it.